Hope everyone has given the attendance. Okay, so here the for loop is another entry control loop structure. As we had seen the while loop, for loop is also an entry control loop structure, and it is used to execute the set of instructions repeatedly when the condition is true. We were seeing while loop. When the condition is true, it will be executing the body of the loop. Do while, without even the condition is true, one time it will be executing the body of the loop. Then only it will be checking the condition. When the condition is true, again it will execute the body of loop. Now, for loop is similar to that of the while loop, in which we'll be first checking the condition, and then it will execute the set of instruction given in the body of the loop, right? So this is also an example of entry control loop structure. As the conditional test is always performed at the beginning, when the condition or the control statement, control variable value is always tested at the beginning of the loop, what will happen now? The body of the loop, sometimes even once also it will not get executed. So this is like our while loop. If the condition is not satisfied, it will not execute the body of the loop. But in the case of do while, even if the condition turned out to be false, it will make sure that it will execute the body of the loop at least once, because after once then only it will be checking for the condition. So the for loop can be used too. So in the for loop itself, we are having three things to be done. So you know that for while loop, we have a condition bracket where we will be checking the condition. It may be a Boolean expression, or it may just like with the whether I is less than 10 or n is not equal to 0, like that one condition we will mention, right? Only one thing we will mention in the bracket. But for the for loop, there are three things to be mentioned inside the condition bracket. The first one is initialization condition, initialization. Second one will be the testing expression, and the third one will be the increment or decrement of the control variable. There are three things which we have to mention inside the condition bracket of or a for loop. So here we can see that the for loop has three actions controlled by the variables. So in while loop, we will be giving only one Boolean expression which is used for testing, right? It will be just testing the control variable, and then if it turns out to be true, then it will execute the body of the loop. Here, instead of giving only one, here we are splitting into three things. The first part is known as the initialization, the second is known as the testing, and the third is known as the increment or decrementing. That is incrementing or decrementing the control variable. Got it? So in while loop, we have only the center part, that is testing of the control variable. While in for loop, we have three things: initialization of the control variable, testing of the control variable, and incrementing or decrementing of the control variable. Got it? So that there are three actions which are controlled by the variable. It can be either given directly, variable directly we can give, or we can give it as an expression also. Got it? So there are three expressions which are, so if you are giving directly with an assignment statement, then it is okay. I equal to 1, I less than, like that if you are giving, it is fine. But if you want to give it as an expression, what is an expression? It is a combination of operand and an operator, right? So you can give it in the form of an expression also. But the first part should be the initialization part. So the condition variable will be initialized. What is initialization? The first value which is assigned to a variable is known as initialization, right? In a step, if you are assigning the first value to be used for a control variable, then it is known as the initialization step. The second part is known as the testing of the control variable. So here we will be writing one Boolean expression. You know that for while loop, we will have only the testing part. We will not have in the bracket the initialization and the increment or decrement, only the testing part. But for loop, we will have three parts separated by semicolon. Are you all listening? Separated by semicolon. Got it? So this syntax you should be keeping in mind. So this first part will be the initialization of the control variable. Second will be the testing of the control variable. Third will be either increment or decrement of the control variable. So with this, we will be writing the Are you able to hear? Are you able to hear me? Okay.
Ma'am.
So the for statement allows for the, you can use either for positive increment or for negative increment. What is negative increment? Negative increment is nothing but decrement, right? So when we are incrementing, we will tell it as positive increment. When we are decrementing, we can tell it as negative increment. The negative increment means we'll be making use of, in the third part, we'll be making use of x minus minus. Here, if it is x plus plus, we will increment the value of x by 1. Here, if I am giving the third part, no, if I am giving x minus minus, I am decrementing the value of x. So here, tell me, anyone can tell me, like, can anyone tell me what will be printed in the first for loop? What are the values of x? Here, you know, we have given printf percentage d x. So instead of percentage d, the value of x will be printed. And this is a for loop in which I have initialized the control variable to 0, and I am having the second part of checking the control variable x, whether it is less than or equal to 10. And in the third part, I have an increment of control variable x plus plus. So answer in the chat box, what are the values which will be printed? Janani has answered. So what are the values of x which will be printed when I'm executing this for loop? Answer fast. Agash P has answered. You should check for the x value. Agash, what value will be printed? Up to where it will be printed? Initially, x equal to 0. Then it will be printing the value as 0. Right? Now it is correct. Javida has answered correct. Yeah. Nirma. Now, so you will be printing from this. I can understand also who are listening and who are good in programming, the way you are answering. So x equal to 0. I see only a small set of students who are always answering. Others have decided not to answer. I don't know, or they don't like the way, you know. You should try at least. Listen and then see whether you are able to. Most of you are taking the class from mobile phone. That's why we can't help you also. Okay, if you are able to connect your laptop with the USB cable, then that same speed you will be getting, internet speed. If you have 4G connection in your mobile phone, instead of making it as hotspot, if you are connecting directly with the USB, you can get the same speed in the laptop. Got it? So if you are able to connect using USB tethering, you might be seeing in that connection option, no, USB tethering. By connecting your mobile phone with a USB cable, you will be getting the charger, no, that cable you do. And if you listen the class in a laptop, then it will be very clear. If you are seeing in a mobile phone, I don't know how you will be seeing. I thought of increasing the fonts also, font size. So here in this example, x equal to 0, then it will be printing. Always, it will be checking the condition, right? First part is initialization. Second, it will be checking the condition whether x is less than 0. Our current value of x is 0. So it will be knowing that it will be giving a true because 0 is less than 10. Again, it will be printing. It will be going and printing, executing the body of the loop. It will be printing 0. Next, it will move towards the increment or decrement. Here it is increment. So x value will be incremented to 1. Now it will be checking whether 1 is less than or equal to 10. 1 is less than 10. So again, it turn out to be true. It will be printing 1. Likewise, it will be incrementing, checking, execution of the body of the loop. At the last, when we are incrementing from x value, when it is 10, it will be printing the value 10. So in between all numbers it had printed, it will be printing the value of 10. Then it will be going and incrementing the value of x. Now the x value will be 11. Now it will be going and checking whether x value is less than 10. When x is 11, 11 is not less than 10. 11 is not equal to 10. Now the condition is false. So it will not execute printf. So it will move to the next line after the body of the loop. So what will happen? It will be printing only from 0 to 10. Now move towards the next for loop. Tell me what will be the values printed. Fast. When x equal to, for the next for statement, what are the values of, yeah, Agash please, very fast. But Mehboob, you made a mistake. You see what is given over here? Yeah, Janani correct, Karthik B correct, Ligit also correct. So here x minus minus. What is the first value printed? First value will be 9, and then up to 0 equal to 0 given means 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Got it? So it will be printing like that. Good, no? All are answering. So this is the way the for statement. This is very simple for statement. We will execute 2-3 programs with the for statement. So when we are drawing the flow chart for the corresponding algorithm, we will be making use of one more symbol in order to give the for loop. While loop also we were able to do with the decision making box, no? That, we were using the rhombus for that. But when we are using the for loop, for the for loop, we will be making use of one more symbol in the flow chart. This is optional only, but it's anyway, if you are showing it as a for loop statement, we can have one more symbol in which we will be able to give the this is a little elongated rhombus, right? It is having a straight part for this. So here we will be able to give the initialization. Second part is test condition, test of the control variable. Third will be the increment or decrement of the control variable. All are on the control variable. First is initialization of the control variable. Second will be testing of the control variable. Third part is the increment or decrement of the control variable. All three should be in the syntax, it should be separated by semicolon. Got it? Semicolon. So only 2 semicolons will be there, but there are 3 parts, right? Initialization, testing, and increment or decrement. Then we will execute the body of the loop, right? And with this dot, they are just telling the x. So if, in case we have this program of printing the value of x, we will be having only these two, right? After that, we will be going and stopping. So after execution of the body of loop, again it will be going and incrementing. Again, it will test the condition. If the condition is true, then it will execute the body of the loop. Otherwise, it will exit from the body of the loop. Now, we will write one program, small program using the for loop. So you know that the main thing which is used in the for loop is the control variable. Here in this example, which is the control variable? Tell me which is the control variable. Here the control variable is I, right? I is the control variable. Here we are initializing the control variable. We are testing the control variable, and we are incrementing or decrementing the control variable. Got it? So here, one more thing we have to understand is when we are using a variable, when we are writing a program with a variable, suppose in all the previous program, we were accepting a number from the user and we were using a variable and we were declaring the variable in the local variable declaration part, right? Where is the local declaration part? After void main, inside a function, if you are declaring a variable, how to declare this n variable? We will be just giving int n, right? The way we will be declaring the variable is int n, because n is an integer variable, so we are declaring it as int n. Now, even though I is a control variable, any variable which we use in a program, it has to be declared. Understood? Control variable or not a control variable, that is mere this thing for the compiler. Any variable which we are using, it has to be declared. So here I'm using a control variable I, which has to be declared, and you know that I is a control variable, so I can either declare it in the local variable declaration part. Where is it? Yeah, outside, like inside the main function, just after the curly bracket, I can just initialize int I. Got it? This I is a control variable, but we have to use it after declaration. But in case if you want to declare and use it directly, you can use it within the for loop also. So first part now what and all is there. We have both the declaration and initialization. We saw that for loop, it will be having 3 parts: initialization of the control variable, testing of the control variable, and increment or decrement. But now along with the initialization, we are declaring also. Got it? So this is not syntax wrong. This is also correct. We can have declaring of the declaration of the control variable in the first part. Got it? So in the first part, we had only initialization. Now it is declaration and initialization of the control variable. So now in this example also, the value of I will be printed. I is, instead of this percentage d, we will be printing the value of I 1, the next loop up to what number 1 to 10. Got it? Then one more point which you have to listen here is when we have only in the body of the loop, listen here, body of the loop always should be enclosed within the curly bracket, right? We have to enclose within the curly bracket, right? But here I have not put the body of the loop in curly bracket. Why is it like that? This curly bracket is for the void main. For the whole program, I have given this curly bracket. But for the for loop, I showed you syntax that we have to start and end a curly bracket. Why I have not given a curly bracket, which is the body of the loop for this for loop, which is the body of the loop. Only this printf statement is the body of the loop, right? Only this printf statement is the body of the loop, and we have seen in the syntax that we have to enclose the body of the loop within the curly bracket. But I have not enclosed this body of the loop within the curly bracket. Why? Because we have only a single line statement. We have only a single line statement. Understood? We have only one body of one statement in the body of the loop, so we need not enclose within the curly bracket. But when you are writing a program, in order to check whether all the brackets are closed, always it is advisable to put a curly bracket for the body of the loop. Got it? Now we have to make sure that we have an closed, opened means it has to be closed. So it will be correct number of opening and closing. If you want to avoid, but you should be taking care when you are going for some competition, debugging contest, or when you're going for the interview and all, no? They will be giving you some test, right? So in that they may be giving printf for I equal to 1 to I less than 10 printf. So you may be thinking this is not a body of the loop, but this is the body of the loop, and you have to understand that one line if you are giving, then it will be taken as the body of the loop without any curly bracket also. Okay, so unknowingly if you want to have, in order to see this printf I equal to that value on the screen, you will be always putting one get ch after the printf, right? So what will happen now? How many lines are there for the body of the loop, including get ch? It will, you are expecting that the screen should be displaying the value of I. Now you give get ch in order to see the value of I printed from 1 to 10. You gave get ch. Now what happened? Then also it will not be seen. The coding, the output will not be seen. Why? Because now you have more than one line in the body of the loop. If you have more than one line, you should be always enclosing within a curly bracket. Got it? So this program to run and see the output, you should be giving a get ch, and if you're giving a get ch, then it becomes two lines in the body of the loop. So you should be starting and ending a curly bracket. So how to change this now to see the output? What you have to do? Always, you have to see that you are putting a curly bracket. So inside this, if you are using a get ch, then only you will be able to see the. Sorry. You will be able to see the output. So in order to hold the screen, we'll be using the get ch means. Then also it is not running. You will think that no error, but I am not seeing the output screen. Why it is like that? Because we have now two lines in the body of the loop. It may be printing print of I value, but we will not be able to see because we didn't hold the screen using get ch. Understood? So this becomes a body of the loop. When it is more than one line, we have to enclose with a curly bracket. So multiple lines are there means you have to enclose with a curly bracket. So now we will move on to the multiplication program, which can be printed using the for loop. I will ask you to type and send me the screenshot of execution. So what is required now? We are asking the user to enter a multiplication number. If I enter 5, it should be printing the multiplication table of 5. 1 into 5 equal to 5, 2 into 5 equal to 10. Like that, it has to print the multiplication table of 5. If I am entering 8, it should give the multiplication table of 8. Is it clear? Is it clear? All are listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here,
Yes, ma'am.
here we are using the
Yes, ma'am.
yes. So the printf statement. One more thing, I had given one C project that I should see. Okay, I'm expecting that all of you should be doing. Don't think that that is the Google form which I had sent earlier. Don't send that link again. I am asking you to implement that same Google form type, like asking the user to enter the name and using a printf statement and scanf statement. Got it? Some of you were asking me, ma'am, I had already done, completed in Google form. So you understood that how a user interface is being designed, right? Now you have to do the same with the same fields. You will be asking the user to enter the name and then first name like that, and all you were doing, no? Like that, you have to implement it using the C program. Understood? So if it is having some calculation, electricity bill calculation, small calculations and all you have to do. Okay. So don't submit now. I didn't give any submission date. Whenever we are learning some concept. So now today we studied the for loop. Somewhere we have to implement the for loop means you do it in your project. Got it? It's a C project. So your topic, whichever I have given, you have to think and understand how many things I can have in that. So in order to calculate the marks, average marks of a student, what all things I need. So you have to accept it from the user and do the calculation and then show the output. Got it? So as soon as one topic or topics are over, you can implement it. Okay, it's not like now only you have to submit. I will tell the submission date near to the semester end, but don't do at the end. You are supposed to start your project. So with all formatting, if you want to print the name with the border and all, you can do it. So student details with one border. So what all keyboard extra things are there, no? Like under star, asterisk and all, you can use in order to give a good border for the for your form. While printing output and all when we are seeing. Like when I'm taking functions, you can implement functions. Okay, like that. So it's not like now you have to submit, start working on it. You can use Google also, no problem. But when I'm asking you, you should be able to answer. Even some coding, if you are for a particular functionality, what I should be using in order to use a square root, what all square root and all math.h we have to include that. I will show as a small program for the lab. But I'm telling some things which which we are not covering in the syllabus. If you want to implement it in your C project, you can always search in Google. Okay. The best project will be the one which is having more functionalities. So I wanted to have it as a second assignment. So instead of writing the assignment, I want that mark to be given as an assignment. So take it seriously, but not now. After the first internal, for the second internal, now we will be considering the assignment mark. For that only, I'll be taking this mark. So for the time being, you start like small things, you collect what all fields are required. That's why I had asked you to do the Google form. Most of you had sent me. I had updated in my Excel also, but I'm telling you, you have to collect or you have to make a small description. You write one manual only, what all things you are planning to do for the C project. Okay. So if it is student details, what all fields you are planning to have, and if you have any other idea to incorporate in that, no, marks calculation or something else, if you want to have, you can add it. Okay. But you should be able to explain whatever you are doing. You can check for the same project. If I am assigning to someone else, you can discuss and do it, no problem. Okay, so here our aim is for this, coming back to this program, all are listening, multiplication table. Here we are first declaring, this is a linking part, that and all we are all familiar, void main. After that, here we are declaring the local variables. So after declaring the local variable, you know that we are using a variable n in order to accept the multiplication number with that number whose number multiplication table has to be printed. We are accepting from the user. Suppose I want to see the multiplication table of 5, I'll be accepting n as 5, and then we'll move on to the for loop. So when I'm using in the for loop, I am using a control variable I. So I am declaring it along with the other variables. I can either directly declare here, or I can declare it in the local variable section. So here I equal to 1 to I less than or equal to 10 I plus plus. Answer in the chat box, what will be the value I'll be printing using this printf statement if C is another variable in which I will be multiplying the value of I and value of n. When I'm accepting n value as 5. I value is, the first value is 1. So the value of n I have accepted is 5. Answer in the chat box. Everyone, I should see all 34 answering. What will be printed if we are giving percentage f? If you are not able to see, I'll read percentage d, then asterisk percentage. Don't be in a hurry to answer. You see what all are there. Percentage d equal to percentage d. Three variables which I am passing is I, n, and c. So wherever percentage d is mentioned, the variables which we are passing, the values will be printed in the same order. Let me see who is printing, who is typing. Exactly what will be printed. So percentage d star percentage d equal to percentage d. Values passed are I, n, and c. In the same order it will be substituted, right? So what will be the printed in the Janani correct. Janani correct. Mehboob, I am asking for the same order, whatever in the printf, Mehboob, correct. I should see all 34. Now I'll give attendance with this only. Initially you are joining, giving attendance and leaving. How I will know? Tejas, I'm not asking for the answer. No, it is not correct. Tejas, you check again. Ligit. Ligit, what exactly will be printed? It's not C equal to alone. I am giving 3% D. So you substitute and tell, give the chat box. Praveen, why N and C? I star N and C. No, the value of, that's what, value of the variable will be printed instead of percentage D. The three variables are I, N, and C. Praveen, I, N, and C. So substitute what will be the first value of I. What is the first value of I? Abhishek. I, N, and C I have given here, no? Instead of percentage D, what will be printed? First value of I is 1 and the value of n is 5 means we will be substituting. Kanagaraju. Who is that Kanagaraju? Somebody didn't change your name or who is it? Okay. If anyone else is joining, please let me know. Okay. So here what will happen is you will be, nobody is answering now. 34, I should see the answer in the chat box. All are going for lunch in between, huh? I will mark attendance with this chat only now today. Today's class, I'll be marking the attendance with this chat. This question, what I asked is, what will be the printf statement? What will be printed if I give percentage d star percentage d equal to percentage d? What will be the first value printed? Praveen, now you have typed correctly. 1 multiplied by 5. So instead of C, it will be, what will be C now? C equal to 1 into 5, right? 5. I'm not seeing 34 chats over here. Those who answered only again. Monica, what will be the values printed? There are 3 percentage D. So first percentage D 1 star 5 equal to, what is 1 star 5? And here 1 equal to sign is also there. So when you are printing also it should be there, no? Gagan, what is that? I equal to 1. I equal to 1, but what will be printed only I was asking when we are giving the printf statement. That's what. Nobody is listening. Huh? I want answer for this printf statement. What will be printed? I'm waiting so that everyone answers. I will be, no, I need not waste, give this much time because when you were, when we were conducting that department activity, so fast answers were coming. Now it is like all are calling and informing, I think. So slow. Kiran Kumar, are you there, Kiran? Now I saw him messaging. So okay, now stop chatting also. So here now when I'm asking, you should answer fast. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Kiran